Hi, it's great to be able to share and worship with you again today. So today we're going to start with a would you rather quiz. Yes, would you rather do this or would you rather do that? So would you rather have mayo on ice cream or ice cream on peas? Would you rather listen to hardcore rock music constantly or never listen to music again? He's a bit... Okay, here's the last one for you. Would you rather be trapped in a telephone box with 10 spiders, probably tarantulas, or 10 snakes, shall we say pythons? So what would you rather, 10 spiders or 10 snakes? Did you enjoy those questions? Were they tricky? They were a bit tricky, weren't they? And that's exactly what Jesus faced in today's reading that we're going to hear. Jesus was asked a tricky question. Should we pay taxes to the Romans? A question designed to discredit him, a question designed to challenge who he was. There were no real correct answers with this. Whatever he said could have been disastrous for him. But don't forget, we're talking about Jesus here. And Jesus was very clever and he answered the question with another question. He asked them, whose picture do you see on the coin? Whose picture do you see on our coins and our notes? There is one person that appears on every note and coin that we have. And that's the Queen's head, isn't it? Well, in Bible times, in the time of Jesus, it would have been Caesar's head that appeared on the money that they used back then. Okay, so he turned around and he said, well, if that's Caesar's head on there, give it back to Caesar. How amazing is that? What a great answer. He answered their question in a way that amazed people. How fantastic is that? So for our craft, what we're going to do is we are going to create, this is like represents a coin, but do you notice how that is there? Because when we look at it, we won't see a perfect image of ourselves, but we will see a reflection of what we can see as ourselves. And in the writing, we are going to write, made in the image of God. Because do you know what? You, me, all of us, we're made in the image of God. How fantastic is that? It doesn't matter if we're tiny, if we're tall, if we're large, if we're small, we are all made in the image of God. So how are we going to create this wonderful coin? Well, to start with, you're going to need the bits that are on your table, and don't worry, you can always do this at home later if you want, or if you're watching from home, you are going to need a paper plate. You're going to need a saucer. Now, I don't have any saucers at home, so I'm using a bowl. You are going to need a small sheet of foil, but it's big enough to create your disc, and obviously big enough to draw around there. And of course, we're going to need our trusted felt tip pens, our Pritt stick and our scissors. Now, if you've got small children, if they're small children, if the adults do the cutting, that'll be fantastic. If not, just watch them do this. So the first thing you need to do is get your saucer, put it on the silver foil and get a pencil and draw around your saucer, because that will give you your nice circle. So when you've done that, you need to pick it up and cut round. You may want your adults to help you with this. You're just going to cut around that circle. So it's quite a simple one. Try not to crease up the foil too much. Okay, so we're cutting around. And do you notice you can see your reflection in the foil? How cool is that? It's great, isn't it? So there you go, we've got our foil. Now, I don't know about you, but you'll probably notice foil's got two sides. It's got a shiny side and a dull side. We need to glue on the dull side. So get your foil, get your Pritt stick, put some bits of glue on your Pritt stick. So nice lots. Put a load on the plate as well. That's it. We're really going to go for it. Loads on our plate. Look at that. It's going everywhere. Don't forget to put the lids back on the Pritt sticks, guys. We don't want them drying out, do we? Now, take your foil, place it on your plate and push it down. Try not to crease it up too much like I've done. Try not to crease it up too much, so then you have the start of your coin. And if you look into that, you will see a very blurred reflection of yourself. Because do you know what? When God looks at us, God doesn't look exactly how we look. God looks in here and in here. God looks at our hearts and our minds. And we are made in God's image. Our hearts and minds are made in God's image. So that's why I like the fact that this isn't a perfect mirror of you, because God's image is what we're seeing in here. We are made in the image of God. So with that, what I want you to do now is use your felt tips to write made in the image of God. Okay, so made in the image of God. There you go. We've put a picture up there for you, made in the image of God. And then throughout the rest of the service, when you get home, you can actually decorate around the outsides, because if you look at coins in notes, especially our coins now, they are decorated, aren't they? They're not just plain with a picture of the Queen's head, they're decorated. So decorate them out. And remember that the coin is stamped with the image of God, which is you. And this, as you look at this through the coming week, just remember that you've been made in God's image. And that is something amazing, isn't it? And that's something you can tell your friends and family as well. Do you know what? I've been made in God's image. Isn't that amazing? Enjoy the rest of the worship. Take care, everyone.